In the blue corner, standing at 175 centimeters, weighing at 70.75 kilograms, representing Russia, Gazi Ramadanov.
15勝3敗、埼玉県草加市出身、第9代ディープライト級チャンピオン、漆黒のヘラクレス、武田カウジー、レフェリージェイソン・ハーゼク。
Team Bellator versus Team Rizin. And we are underway. Takeda, a former deep lightweight champion here in Japan. Deep alumni include Ryo Chonan, who on New Year's Eve in 2004, right here in the Saitama Super Arena, recorded the most memorable submission in MMA history, that flying scissor heel hook over Anderson Silva. And what memories will we be witness to tonight, John? It's an incredible atmosphere and just an honor to be a part of this new era of mixed martial arts, where the MMA gods have heard the hue and cry of MMA fans worldwide, and we get to see the best fighting the best, regardless of their promotional banner.
I can't tell you how excited I got goosebumps right now, because this is so special. You're taking a look at some of the very best from both promotions going head to head. This is an outstanding matchup. You're looking at Takeda, great wrestler, incredibly durable fighter. This guy takes shots and keeps coming back. And we know that Ramadanov, man, he is so good with his wrestling, but his stand-up has come so far. He's got a deadly right hand.
Oh, it's that right hand. And he just dropped Takeda and kneed him as well for good measure. A solid right hand that put Takeda on his seat, and Takeda is in trouble.
Oh, big knee again. Takeda hanging tough. This is what I talked about, him being durable, but Ramadanov is all over him right now.
Ramadanov treating Takeda like most of us treat the lyrics of Auld Lang Syne. He is just really taking the fight to Takeda, but the crowd here appreciating the Bushido spirit of Koji Takeda, the way of the warrior. John, he's managed to weather the early storm.
Yeah, but that section you saw with him being able to get in that clinch, that was great for him. But now that he is in this open space, he is still hurt, Morrow.
And yet he is standing after taking a solid right and delivers a good left hand of his own. So Takeda weathers the early storm and tries to bring the fight now to Ramadanov. So early fistic fireworks here on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, you can see right now, Takeda's got his legs back. You can see he is okay. But boy, he took some big shots and a couple of knees that landed clean.
And Ramadanov gets clipped with that left hand from Takeda, but Ramadanov very composed. Didn't overexert himself, John, when he had Takeda in trouble, but again, it speaks to the Bushido spirit of these Japanese fighters, and the reason that Nobuyuki Sakikibara, the CEO of Rizin Fighting Federation, he told Scott Coker, I don't just want any 5 fighters, I want the 5 best from Rizin against the 5 best from Bellator. Let's put it all on the line, and it's not just the fighters' reputations as Ramadanov unloads another solid right hand, but the branding power of the promotion's at stake, John.
Oh, absolutely. Look, bragging rights, everything, pride, it's all on the line right now. And you're taking a look at Takeda. He has taken some massive shots and is hanging tough in this fight. He is still in it. He is game, and there's so much into this for each fighter representing their promotions. That's what makes it so exciting.
On a night where many people pop bottles to ring in the new year, Ramadanov popping Takeda with some heavy thunder here in round number 1.
Round 2.
Who did you award round number 1 to when you look at the criteria here in Japan of damage, aggression, and ring generalship?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Gaji Ramadanov, he is the man that wins that round. But you gotta just be so, and you talked about he's never been stopped. You have to be so just incredibly impressed with Takeda and what he took in that round.
He's never been knocked out. He has been finished via submission, but boy, again, showcasing the way of the warrior. And this crowd in Japan, usually very quiet, very focused. They were uncharacteristically loud after the display of both of these athletes. Not only their skills, but their wills, John, putting it all on the line early, going for the fight. And Rabadanov and Takeda now here in the corner, where Takeda is corralled in the corner and Rabadanov trying to change levels.
Well, Takeda was the one that initiated the grappling exchange. He went for that takedown. Rabadanov completely just stuffed it, but it's a good thing for Takeda to keep with that. You can't give it up. That is your strength. If you can work towards a takedown, you've got to keep working it.
Takeda was bullied as a child. His parents put him in wrestling at 6. That led to a career in mixed martial arts, and here, as we have mentioned, hanging tough against a guy who was looking for his 5th consecutive victory in Gaji Rabadanov. And that we've talked about it in the past. He's very content to just stick with the game plan, not exactly put the pedal to the metal, John, and is used to his pace, used to dictating fights on his terms, and Takeda now trying to disrupt his rhythm, and Takeda's had some success with the left hand from the southpaw position. Blood now, and there's a double jab by Takeda. 2 stiff jabs to the face of Rabadanov, and blood trickling down the side of Rabadanov's left eye.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure if it was a headbutt or a punch that started that cut, but you got to be impressed with what Takeda's doing. He wants to get the fight to the ground, but he is being in a stand-up battle, and he's staying with it.
And Rabadanov was just out of range, but they exchange shots upstairs. This contest has been fought strictly in the stand-up department as Rabadanov tries to lunge in with a lead left hook. Meanwhile, it's a left from Takeda. Coming up on the final minute of the second stanza here at the hallowed Saitama Super Arena, raising the curtain on this first of its kind co-promotion, Team Bellator versus Team Rizin. Takeda delivering a knee to Rabadanov as he was looking for the takedown.
Yeah, nice defense on that takedown, and then brings the knee up. You want to try to take me down, you're going to pay.
Beautiful entry by Rabadanov. Well defended by Takeda. Wow!
Beautiful wizard to keep himself from being put on his back. Takeda grabbed that wizard down hard, was able to get back to his feet.
Beautiful left hand by Takeda, but immediately Rabadanov clinches him in the corner. So Koji Takeda giving Gaji Rabadanov all that he could expect. Nice escape by Takeda. The sweat now beginning to cover their bodies, a slather, and Takeda able to slip out of that attempt by Rabadanov to take back control as we close out round 2. Could very well come down to what happens here in the 3rd and final round. Rabadanov pairing the jab of Takeda, then going over the top with a 1-2. And there, the right hand lands on Takeda's nose. You know that Rabadanov would love to close the distance, crush that space, John, and try to, maybe based on what Takeda's been able to do in this fight, take it to the ground.
It wouldn't be a bad idea for him to actually put Takeda on his back. That's a good thing because he's got great base. Takeda's not that guy that off of his back is that submission specialist. He's better in the top position, better at delivering ground and pound. So here he goes to take him down right there.
But man,
nice job
recovery by Takeda is incredible. His takedown defense is something to behold so far tonight as he's already looking for that Kimura grip.
Yeah, he's looking for that Kimura grip, but that was a beautiful job by Rabadanov and how he controlled that position and stayed with it. He's just got to work at bringing his arm out. He's almost got the back, Morrow.
Yes, he does. And when it comes to his 5 submission victories, 2 of them have come via rear naked choke. His last submission win was via rear naked choke, but that was in September 2016. And looking for position, but again, the scrambling, the rolling, the defensive ability of Takeda, bringing this crowd alive, and now Takeda with a beautiful reversal on Rabadanov.
Outstanding. You saw him roll through on that, creating a scramble. Rabadanov was unable, based upon that post. He ran into it. That stopped his progression.
And there's the knee to the head. Legal here in the Rizin ring on a grounded opponent, and Rabadanov back to a vertical base.
Both guys working incredibly hard right now. All of this grappling, there's a ton of energy going out.
And a ton of energy throughout the Saitama Super Arena as this passionate and very educated fan base. It's one of the biggest nights of the year in Japan. It's when people, it's a date night, John. You go out for a good dinner, you get dressed up, and then you go to the Saitama Super Arena to get treated to, well, instead of a rockin' New Year's Eve, well, we're already seeing a rock'em sock'em New Year's Eve start to this. Team Rizin versus Team Bellator, a beautiful sprawl by Takeda.
Good hips going back, but he's gonna have to shut Godzi down, try to come around on it. You see its arm.
Nice knee from Takeda.
That was a beautiful knee placement by Takeda. Didn't have a lot of power on it, but still, it got his attention.
Rabadanov feinting with the kick. Beautiful straight left by Takeda, but nicely timed by Rabadanov as he changed levels, looking for the takedown, but again stuffed by Takeda, and a nice slashing elbow across the face of Rabadanov. This is really anybody's fight right now, John.
Absolutely. You can take a look and say that Rabadanov had the beginning of this round, but here comes Takeda. He's trying to bring it back.
Well, as we approach the final 90 seconds of the first fight of the night, you could not have asked for much better in terms of how to get this co-promotion started. Both Rabadanov and Takeda showcasing their wares in every facet of the mixed martial arts. Striking, grappling, defense, and the scramble, something to behold as Rabadanov looking for the back.
Great job with using that leg to control the position by Rabadanov.
Waistlock employed by Rabadanov. And now we're down to the final 60 seconds of the fight.
1 more minute left in the final round.
Right now, Takeda's working at the hands, trying to separate those hands. He just did it, and then lost position on it.
Like you will hear throughout the night, it was Gaji Rabadanov's childhood dream to fight here on New Year's Eve in the land of the rising sun. And, well, he has been given a fight by Koji Takeda, and the grappling, John, the game of inches.
Both guys are almost a step ahead. That was a beautiful switch attempt, but that's what got Takeda out. He really needs to do something here. He's got to take this round over. Can't wait. Oh, big shot by
Rabadanov, who came right down with the right hand, and, well, both Rabadanov and Takeda, regardless of the result, have shown they deserve this opportunity tonight. What a fight, what a start to Team Rizin versus Team Bellator. Habib Nurmagomedov.
判定の結果をお伝えします。ジャッジマイナー、青、ラバダノフ。ジャッジ松宮、青、ラバダノフ。ジャッジ豊永、青、ラバダノフ。よって勝者、ガジラバダノフ。
Gaji Rabadanov, who turns 30 on January 7, earns a hard-fought victory to win his 5th consecutive fight. It's Team Bellator 1, Team Rizin 0.
In the blue corner, standing at 173 centimeters, weighing 60.8 kilograms, representing United States of America, Juan Archuleta. In the red corner, standing at 170 centimeters, weighing 60.7 kilograms, representing Korea, Sucho Kim.
Referee Jason Haas. この試合は第一。
We are scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. And we know how much pace, how much footwork and speed is a part of Archuleta's arsenal as he lands the first strike. But Kim, he'll meet him in the middle of the ring.
Oh,
nice.
beautiful wizard.
Beautiful. North-south now front. Headlock by Archuleta, but an explosive start here as well, John, as we expected.
And it's one of the things I think you're going to see the difference. Again, Kim comes straight forward in a linear fashion. You can see Archuleta trying to use angles to take his ability away in landing that big shot.
Archuleta's footwork is crafty as they come in. Oh, wow. Again, no, it looks like actually going for a ninja choke type move here by Suchul Kim.
Yeah, but Giddy, what you're seeing with Archuleta, he's standing up right now because he knows I'm okay, and he's just letting Kim start to squeeze his arms. Go ahead, waste your arms, put him down on the ground. Smart move by Archuleta. Nice pressure right now. Archuleta coming up with a shot. Nice job. Great move. As soon as that little space occurred, you saw Kim moving to get himself back up.
And a series of right hands by Archuleta, but Kim able to get back up to his feet. Some blood trickling from the nose of Kim. As we are coming up on the midway point of the first round. Conditioning and stamina as the fight unfolds, but he and Archuleta feinting, trying to find an avenue. There's a calf kick by Kim.
Very heavy low calf kick there.
And Archuleta now trying to exhibit some of his footwork, moving laterally, trying to find the angle of entry. 90 seconds remaining in the opening frame. Nice slip by Kim.
You will see that little dance move that Kim does. He does it throughout his fights. When he's feeling like, oh, I'm starting to get range, I'm feeling good, you're going to see him do that. Or if he hurts his opponent, he does it.
Beautiful double left hook by Kim, first to the liver, one upstairs to the side of Archuleta's head. And there's the knee finishing, but Archuleta times it, changes levels, goes for the takedown, and drags Kim down into the corner. Wearing the weight of Juan Archuleta.
And that's a lot of what you're talking about. He was trying to lace the arm, but wearing that weight is a huge difference maker because that's how you start to sap the energy. Because one thing coming into this fight, Archuleta knows that Kim has got a big gas tank.
Yeah, we know that Archuleta, known for his speed, power, his experience, extremely well-balanced fighter. But Kim says he's the one that's going to record the knockout. He's never been KO'd.
Oh, that kick hurt him. You can see that had an effect on Juan.
Nailed with that kick at the end of the first. We saw it buckle his left knee, limp back to the corner. And for a guy whose whole game is movement, well, he's starting to show us that maybe he's not going to be as inhibited because he's moving a lot. And there's the takedown attempt by Archuleta, looking to elevate Kim, instead drags him down to the mat along the ropes. Will try to control the legs of Kim.
Yeah, he needs to lay. He wants to take that left leg and lace those legs, but he was unable to get his leg in position for it. Now just settling into guard.
And John, explain what's happening here because we obviously don't see it in the cage.
Yeah, that's just a repositioning based upon the ropes. Well, if you're in that position where you could slide out under the ropes, let's turn you into a direction that's going to push you more towards the center of the cage. It's just done with a ring. It's something that you don't see in the cage, but it's very beneficial when you're working with ropes. See, and this is what I talk about with Kim. Kim actually likes to be, if he's going to be on his back, he doesn't look for submissions. He looks to outstrike, to elbow, to do those things. But that's not a way for you to win a fight when it comes to someone that's good like Juan Archuleta with his ground and pound.
Able to get back to his feet, and Kim's known for a pretty decent right hand, and good head movement, not keeping his head on center line, avoiding some of the offensive strikes from Archuleta, which should behoove Kim.
Beautiful duck under by Juan Archuleta.
Does not behoove him.
That was a slick move by Juan. You see Juan with a 2-on-1 on that left arm of Kim. What he's trying to do is just control the position, suck that arm up, see if he can lace that left leg around the body, get to the back.
And this is textbook Archuleta. Loves to take his opponents down, control them from a dominant position.
And many times we'll let them up, we'll actually do something spectacular to try to land a strike, and we'll give up the space. So the is beautifully done elbow.
Smashing forearms to the face
and did you
of Kim.
Did you see how he laced that arm behind the back so Kim had no chance of blocking it?
Under 2 minutes left here in the second round. Good round for Archuleta, although Kim attacking the leg. There's a left uppercut to the midsection, and there Archuleta able to snatch a low single and put Kim on his back in the corner.
Oh, he's working to get up.
Consistently, diligently, doggedly trying to get up, and that is something endemic to what we see out of the athletes in the Rizin ring and in Japan over the years, John. That mentality, and of course we should see it everywhere, but that's not always the case.
No, it's not always the case, and when you settle, you're saying that, hey, I'm okay with being second best. You can't settle. You've got to be in a position where you are working to dominate this fight, and that's what you see Kim doing.
And Archuleta is working to keep Kim in his grips, but a good round for Juan Archuleta. These two showing each other love as they begin the third and final round, but losing Anthony Johnson, Stephan Bonner, Judo Jean LaBelle, Antonio Noki, and of course a very popular trainer, Erica, we both knew well. It's a night where we remember those who we have lost, but it's a night where we celebrate the sport of MMA and warriors like Juan Archuleta and Soo Chul Kim.
You can take a look at the strikes after round two. Kim landing 10 of 26, 23 of 39 for Archuleta. Kim's really going to have to figure out a way to keep this fight where he either ends up in the top position on Archuleta or is able to pressure him in that stand-up and land that low calf kick.
And obviously that kick that sent Archuleta limping to his corner after round one has not... Oh, wait a minute.
That's tight. That's why Archuleta gave up that position. That was tight. You could see just by his reaction, hey, I cannot stay here. I have to move and give up position so I can get my neck free. Man, that was fast. I'm sorry. But the real reason that Jason Herzog is standing that up is you did not see Kim attempt at all to get any posture. He was just doing the taps to the body. And if you do that in the Rizin cage, they're going to stand you up. You know about that.
Somewhere Yuji Shimada is yelling, action! So again, coming up on the final 2 minutes of the fight, who wants it more? Kim needs the victory. Nice left to the body of Archuleta. But Kim needs the win to even the series at 1 apiece. In this battle of promotions, Archuleta would love to make it 2-zip for Team Bellator, another of the Bellator pillars, a former champion, a man who holds a victory over Patchy Mix, who is in the final of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix against Rafion Stotts. And boy, has he looked amazing lately.
Oh, that was a clean knee, though.
What has stood out for you? Now it's there, John.
Now you have a ninja choke on. Now you're seeing Kim looking for that ninja choke. A lot of people are going to call it a front choke. That's on pretty good. That's why Archuleta just gave his back.
And we saw
him
his
back to the canvas.
Threaten throughout the fight, looking for something similar. And here, the closest he's come.
Yeah, there's no choke on now. But the reason for the positional change was that ninja choke put Archuleta in trouble.
Grueling, bloody affair between Archuleta and Kim, and Archuleta looking to put an exclamation point on the proceedings with that jumping knee.
Judge Matsumiya. Oh, Archuleta. Judge Maida. Aka, Kim Suchi. 豊永。青アーチュレッタ予定。
One Archuleta victorious, the Jaguar Warrior.
In the blue corner, standing at 165 centimeters, weighing 56.65 kilograms, representing Japan, Koji Horiguchi. In the red corner, standing at 162 centimeters, weighing 56.9 kilograms, representing Japan, Hiromasa Ogikubo.
The bell and round one. Both Horiguchi and Ogikubo have tasted great success on New Year's Eve here in the Saitama Super Arena. Remember, Horiguchi beat then Bellator champion Darion Caldwell to become the inaugural Rizin bantamweight champion, but now a former two-time Rizin champ at 135 and a former Bellator champ as he avoids that right hand by Ogikubo, and it's Horiguchi able to move Ogikubo to the ropes.
And this is where, when you're looking at this fight, Ogikubo is an outstanding wrestler, but Kyoji can actually stay with him in the wrestling department. It's the stand-up that he wants to excel at.
And of course, with Horiguchi now back at 125, hey, he walks around at 143, so making bantamweight, he said, wasn't too difficult, but he feels that flyweight is his future. He would love it if Bellator introduced a flyweight division in the new year, so he and Ogikubo renewing hostilities at 125 with there's Horiguchi landing the calf kick, but immediately Ogikubo takes his back.
Nice job by Ogikubo. When you're talking about 125 to 135, Horiguchi is made to be a flyweight. That is his size, and he's great there. He does fight up at bantamweight because Bellator doesn't have a flyweight division. I wish they did. That's a good job by Ogikubo trying to land a strike there, because this is where he gets into trouble. He just starts wrestling with Horiguchi, trying to get in the ground. It eventually doesn't happen. Horiguchi breaks away and then lands strikes and ends up winning the fight. Ogikubo has got to find ways to hurt and damage Horiguchi, slow him down. And he's doing a lot of damage with those knee strikes. That does not feel good. That's a Charlie horse every time.
Horiguchi sharpening his wrestling skills at American Top Team in South Florida, where he has owned a home since 2019. An avid fisherman, would definitely love to land another big win here. And yeah, he knows, you know, he said it was a little awkward knowing how much he's meant to the Rizin promotion, representing Bellator here tonight. But at the end of the day, John, when the bell goes, you are representing yourself only. Absolutely. And it's Horiguchi and Ogikubo, and there's a triple jab by Horiguchi that allows him to close distance.
Very nice jab set up by Horiguchi there. Ooh, that left hook. That's right on target. Ogikubo needs to keep that right hand up, that left hook.
You can see, oh, they're chopping down Ogikubo with that low kick and then the body kick and the 1, 2, 3 by Horiguchi. Ogikubo is on his back. And this ground and pound from Horiguchi.
This is what makes Horiguchi so dangerous at this weight.
Hammer fist. Power. Horiguchi posturing and just delivering the thunder to the head of Ogikubo. He has submitted him. They've gone the distance previously. He's looking for the finish here. But time now running out in round one. But the dominant way to end the first frame for Horiguchi. Round two, and a look at the lower leg of Ogikubo, who has tasted the power, the crushing kicks of Horiguchi, and Horiguchi again continues to chop away, take away the base of Ogikubo, make him a stationary target.
Nice
I'm going to go for a question mark kick there, but he gets caught. Yeah. And there's no question, Horiguchi and Fuego early here, again attacking the back of Ogikubo. It's one-way traffic, John.
Yeah, right now, Horiguchi is on a roll, and he keeps on doing damaging work to Ogikubo. The stand-up, it's starting to really separate itself. That low calf kick, he is just annihilating the lower leg of Ogikubo. And you see that Ogikubo is coming out now southpaw because he cannot take much more damage to that left leg, that lead leg. Ogikubo here trying to work the hands, separate the hands.
Ogikubo started karate at the age of 5 because his father was a karate sensei. Started MMA after graduating high school because of the influence of pride, and there's the takedown by Horiguchi, and maybe wanting to set up a potential attack at a rear naked choke, but Ogikubo trying to defend as best as he can from this position.
Being nice and relaxed. Right now, not in danger, but he's not in a good position. He's got to work himself out of this. He's going to have to turn his position, try to get to the top.
Just past the midway point of the round and the fight, and that rear naked choke submission on Ogikubo as they scramble with Horiguchi now full mount. That was the first submission of Horiguchi's career back in 2013, but here's a scramble, and now Horiguchi looking to get his hooks in.
Ogikubo doing a lot of movement. He realized, I don't want to be in this position with him on top of me in this mount. Gave his back, thought he could actually take and roll his way through it, wasn't able to. Now he's turned the position in guard.
Reversal by Ogikubo, but now he'll have to try to make this work for him because a minute 45 left in the second.
That was really nice work by Ogikubo because he didn't give up on it. He never stopped. He kept on working, didn't panic, and then when given the opportunity, turned it on, got that position back.
But how does he make the most of it now with Horiguchi in the guard?
He makes the most of this right now by getting posture and landing heavy, damaging blows.
What do you think of Horiguchi's guard work over the years, John?
He's outstanding, and he does a beautiful job of doing exactly what you're seeing here. See how he takes the head, and he'll always force the head off to either side, under his arm, so that keeps you from being able to land any big shots on him. He's outstanding at controlling the head of his opponent if he's in guard.
Minute remaining in the second round.
1 more minute left in the round.
Nice attempt at passing by Ogikubo, but was unable to get there. It's these little motions right now. You saw Horiguchi with his feet on the hip. Now open guard. That means that he's attacking. That's a good thing. Again, look at where he forces the head to be off to the side. There's no way for Ogikubo to land a big shot on his head. He can do little tiny body strikes, but that's not going to do anything in the fight. Again, he needs to find that thing that can damage Horiguchi. He hasn't been able to find it.
Now Ogikubo trying to work the left hand, but Horiguchi controlling his posture. Final 15 seconds left in the second round. Short strikes from the bottom by Horiguchi. So Ogikubo able to reverse, but not do much from top position. Kyoji Horiguchi and Hiromasa Ogikubo. Ogikubo gets dropped with a left hook right at the beginning of the round.
Man, I'm impressed that you saw that was a left hook, because that was, what a beautiful shot by Horiguchi, and Ogikubo is in trouble right now.
Yeah, this camera zoomed up, but he caught him with a left hook, looking to close the book early on their third and final meeting.
He landed that so clean. Beautiful job passing
right into
side control.
Ogikubo not in a position he wants to be with time ticking away.
Ogikubo doing a nice job of trying to open up that guard. He's trying to change position. He's attacking. He just can't stop Horiguchi, off balance him to the point where he can turn him.
And of course, Horiguchi returning to 125, an extra weight cut. But how has he looked to you with just under 2 minutes remaining?
Look, I think he looks better at 125 than any other weight class. He's fast. He's so strong, and the power that he possesses is a difference maker in fights. See right here, there's not a whole lot that Ogikubo can do at this. You see that underhook that he's trying to get to try to push Horiguchi off. It's just unable to do it. Horiguchi's base is so good. Just riding right now, taking his time. And as this time goes by, Moro, things aren't looking good for Ogikubo.
He has gone the distance on 22 different occasions, is 18-2-2 in those bouts, but with a minute left, he's going to need a finish, and a dramatic one if he is to not only put Rizin on the board, but if he's to avoid the sweep at the hands of Kyoji Horiguchi and Ugi Kubo. Switching to southpaw.
Going after it.
Yes, he is, but sprawled by Horiguchi.
Oh, nice knee to the
and
head.
Knees.
Beautiful knee to the head by Horiguchi. And see, that's when you got a guy who's been fighting in Rizin, and it just is a natural part of what he does. That was well-timed, well-placed by Horiguchi.
And blood now on the body of Hiromasa Ugi Kubo.
Well, that's from that knee strike to the head.
Oh, look at it, right to the back of the head there.
He has got a giant gash.
And now the waist lock. Is there one last throw or suplex attempt by Horiguchi? Time running out, but Horiguchi has once again taken care of Hiromasa Ugi Kubo. Hiromasa, more like it after that nasty knee, and both of them showing respect in another tough, grueling affair, but one obviously dominated by Kyoji Horiguchi.
That's Matsumiya. Oh, Horiguchi. That's Toyonaga. Oh, Horiguchi. That's Marina. Oh, Horiguchi. Yote Shosha. Horiguchi. Kyoji.
And just like that, Kyoji Horiguchi is 3-0 against Hiromasa Ugi Kubo. Team Bellator 3-0 against Team Rizin.
In the blue corner, standing at 165 centimeter, weighing 65.8 kilograms, representing Brazil, Patricio Pitbull. In the red corner, standing at 178 centimeter, weighing 65.9 kilograms, representing Brazil, Clever Koike.
Patricio Pitbull looking to make it 4 straight. Champion versus champion. It's not about the belts. It's about pride. It's about bragging rights. It's about the best around the world facing each other regardless of the promotion. And here we go. And you will notice early that Koike will flash those kicks in John and breaking down tape and talking. He usually doesn't mind in getting those kicks cocked and put on the ground because that's where he wants to be. But against a guy as good, as well-rounded, with the IQ of a Patricio Pitbull, you are playing with fire.
Yeah, he's actually got a very good front kick. He'll bring that kick straight up the middle.
Post guard.
Nice. Trying to pull right here. Still being tenacious. That was a nice attempt by Koike. I don't see him taking Pitbull down with a normal double leg, single leg type attempt. It's when he gets into the clinch, he gets into the body locks, he's got good judo throws, and he's got very good foot sweeps. So that's where I think he can be successful with that. When you're looking at getting into the legs like a normal wrestler, that's going to be very difficult for him. And this is where Pitbull is so good at managing space, distance, and his timing. Even though he's the shorter fighter, even though he's got the shorter reach, he's the guy that controls it. It's amazing to watch.
There's a punch-kick combination by Koike trying to find his way off the ropes, trying to keep Pitbull at distance, but Pitbull fires off a textbook 1-2 that lands.
And Koike is feeling the power of Pitbull, and he is showing that he's got to respect it.
And yet Koike's trying to fire back.
No, he's firing back, no doubt about it. That front kick up the middle, he's thrown multiple times. You know what? It's getting close, and so Pitbull needs to be aware of that.
"35 years of age. This is Pitbull's 40th professional fight. It goes down here at Rizin 40. Team Bellator versus Team Rizin, and that was just south of the equator, but Pitbull says, I'm okay. He's got cojones of steel. Under a minute left in the first.
Made him pay for that. Nice.
And there's an exchange going on here, but before Pitbull gets the body lock.
See, but this is good for Koike because here's where he has his trips. This is where he wants to be with Pitbull. I know it's strange since he's the taller, longer fighter, but at range, he's at the disadvantage just because of how good Pitbull is at controlling that distance.
Low kick by Bellator's featherweight champion. There was a front kick just missing Pitbull in the face, and boy, that would have been a statement and a half. And again, going for it. So again, Koike willing to put his strikes out there, trying to find a way. And there's a right left, and Koike there with the
beautiful
takedown, but Pitbull immediately explodes to his feet, and great stuff in the final seconds of the first.
Beautiful hip toss by Koike.
He had his moments.
Round 2.
Satoshi responsible for Koike being here in Rizin, and well, he hopes that Rizin's fortunes change, because so far it's been all team Bellator MMA, and here in the second round we saw him trying to go strike for strike with one of the best at it in the first round. What would you like to see him do more of here in round 2 to try to get the fight to his office, which is the mat?
Well, I think exactly what we saw near the end of that. He needs to get into that clinch. In the clinch, he has the ability to possibly get the takedown, get the foot sweeps that he's good with, and then once he's in that position on the ground, then he is more in his comfort zone.
And there, Patricio Pitbull able to use his defense, his footwork.
See, but nothing actually touched Pitbull in all of that you saw.
Oh, but that touched,
right
beautiful
hand.
1-2. Oh, there's that front kick. But again, Pitbull doesn't even flinch.
I'll tell you what, we saw that one, that front kick land. It landed on Patricio's face. If it catches him under the chin, hey, it could knock anybody out.
Final minute of the second. And there's Pitbull measuring with the jab. And again, Koike looking for that front kick, missing. 45 seconds left in the second. Right hand again from Pitbull lands. Oh, there's a kick that glanced off the temple of Pitbull. So Koike now blood streaming down the left eye, around the left eye of Koike. And all he's done is gone fishing for the kicks, a cavalcade of kicks that have not delivered dividends. And meanwhile, Patricio Pitbull content to continue to fight on his terms. The punch placement is there, not a lot of offense, but just enough to remain in control. Will we see an explosive Pitbull in the third round? Some of the most savage displays of violence have come courtesy of the Brazilian fighters in the Japanese rings. Patricio Pitbull, does he have it in him here in the final 5 minutes? Wanting to show that he's a beast, wanting to make a statement against Kleber Koike, who is outclassed in the stand-up. That's clear, John.
Yeah, there's no doubt. See it right there. Beautiful attack to the body, and start throwing more in combinations. Don't just do the ones, not the 1-2. Get into the 3s and 4s. This is Koike.
Wow,
this is
Koike
where
doing
you
what he wants to do.
I don't blame him for pulling guard here, but you're pulling guard on a guy that knows what he's doing. That's not an easy position.
And yet he'll attempt to do that over and over again, because that is the way.
And you can't blame him.
Exactly, that's his strategy. That's the game plan, but
with what Koike's doing, Patricio's just winning right now, and so you can't blame him.
it's Muhammad Ali and Antonio Inoki all over again. Except Patricio Pitbull, Ali's legs were ruined. Patricio Pitbull has full control of his legs. You agree with that?
Yes, I do. It comes a part where there's nothing happening to gain anything out of it. See, right there, that's where Patricio needs to come back with that 3 and 4.
Man, he keeps getting caught with that kick, not with a lot of power, but it's connecting.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, speaks to the the way of the Warriors.
Yeah, that was a nice
and
entry.
There's a takedown by Koike.
Great job by Koike. It was a nice entry. Used his hands to get into that body lock, and there he goes with the trip
And
takedown.
he has just over 2 minutes to get back into this fight and steal victory away from Patricio Pitbull.
But it's not gonna be an easy thing. It's because he's got to give space to do damage, and that space allows Patricio to do
Pitbull's
that.
up, but he eats
and getting back
four
to his
punches.
feet.
Hey, a good striking sequence from Koike. Man, Koike connects. There's a knee, and again, Pitbull come under fire, but again, jumping guard, as you know Koike wants to do, is get this fight on the ground from his back, and now's got that lockdown body triangle from bottom. However, now back to close guard.
That lockdown's not going to do him any good.
Not at all, especially with just over a minute left in the fight. Hammer fist from the bottom. And there's hammer fist from the top.
You see he's trying to switch that angle, trying to turn to see if he can go for the arm, looking for a triangle.
60 seconds left. Pitbull posturing, John, avoiding any attack from the bottom, and now stepping away.
See, and that's what posture does. If you have good posture.
There's a soccer kick.
Look for it. He's been talking about it, but look, gets to a nice position here. Needs to just ride his hips down. That's what he just did, sunk his hips down. That makes him heavy. Beautiful.
And of course, he's known for a nasty guillotine choke. But Koike on butt scoop position. 30 seconds left in the fight. Bellator featherweight champion Patricio Pitbull, Rizin featherweight champion Kleber Koike. 10 seconds away from going to a judge's verdict. But the decision should be academic.
判定に入ります。ジャッジ松宮。青ピットブル。ジャッジマイナー。青ピットブル。ジャッジ豊永。青ピットブル。よって勝者パトリシオピットブル。
In the blue corner, standing at 178 centimeters, weighing 70.2 kilograms, representing United States of America, AJ McKee. In the red corner, standing at 180 centimeters, weighing 70.85 kilograms, representing Brazil, Roberto Satoshi Souza. Referee, Jason Hazel.
McKee's second fight at 155 after one of the wildest scraps inside the Bellator MMA cage this year against Spike Carlisle, and he comes out throwing strikes. He made it rain during his entrance, and you know he's going to try to rain down blows. There's that patented side kick from McKee, which has been an effective weapon throughout his career.
It's a very effective weapon. The difference you're going to see between McKee and Souza. Souza comes from a Brazilian jiu-jitsu background, and then he's brought in all the other elements of MMA. Look, AJ has grown up as an MMA fighter. He transitions so well.
Already.
That's what makes him special. You saw it. Here we are. Pulling himself into guard. Is that something that you normally see? Not really. That's his belief in his submission game from Satoshi.
10 of Satoshi's 14 wins have come via submission.
Nice
And
job by
McKee
AJ
looking to pass
over
the
the top
guard.
of that.
Of course, McKee authored the 2020 submission of the year with the neck crank, christened the McKeeatine by our Showtime Sports colleague Luke Thomas.
Seeing Satoshi trying to bring that leg up, exactly.
Yes.
Just looking for that triangle, which he brings up really quick. Good posture is what AJ needs to be thinking about. Heavy hips at times when he's on top, and then good posture will keep him safe from all of this. You see him bring his arm inside. Beautifully done by A.J. McKee.
Hammer fist from McKee, and followed by a couple of other left hands, but back into the guard of Satoshi. And this is where McKee wants to be in his own corner. Let's listen in.
Wait. Stay here. All this together. Okay. No, I'm going to move you.
See now.
No. It's okay, AJ. 25 seconds.
I'm going to tell you right now, that is not for Jason Herzog to make a determination. They're not going through the ropes. He was utilizing that corner to control his opponent. He can do that. To sit there and turn to the inside, probably not the right choice.
Oh, there is an attempt from Vintage Pride days, as he's a big fan of Mauricio Shogun, who was doing that diving stomp attempt to Satoshi. When Satoshi's on his back, his other opponents haven't really been able to deliver the bombs in the ground and pound it. And for the most part, McKee had some moments, but he wasn't exactly able to do much either from that position.
Well, he did some damage, and you know it's tough when a guy is being as offensive off of his back as Satoshi is trying to be, throwing up those legs. You've got to be careful. You can't get caught overextending, bringing your arm to an offside.
Spinning back kick by
understandable.
McKee.
He's got to be careful with Souza's right hand, which he just threw right there.
Avoided it there, fighting from the southpaw stance as a head kick by Souza. Souza now coming forward and using that right hand, that gets clipped by a right from McKee. A good exchange here. Jumping knee by McKee lands on the face of Souza, and Souza ate it.
All kinds of action within about a 15-second span. That was fantastic as far as what you were seeing. Souza really just starting to set his feet. He's not moving a whole lot. He's setting his feet, trying to throw with power.
Connecting. Souza delivering a striking display here. That kick partially blocked, but he continues to come forward on A.J. McKee. McKee now landing the left.
Yes. You're taking a look. Satoshi's having a hard time with the left hand.
Body kick by McKee. Satoshi's on his back, eats a left hand.
But he's having a real tough time with the left hand. It's something, the southpaw sometimes, that stance causes guys problems.
Good takedown defense exhibited by McKee as
got a nice body lock here.
Satoshi's got the body lock, takes the back immediate, very quick. And there's the roll through.
Yeah,
and it ends up with Satoshi having McKee's back.
You got a guy that's so good, he's going to roll through with you. You can't do the same attacks. You got to sometimes be a little bit more cautious.
A minute and a half remaining in the second. This is where McKee wishes he had eyes in the back of his head.
He does, but Satoshi needs to stop thinking so much about getting my hand free in submission and let me get my hand free and start to do some damage and open things up, create a problem. Right now he's looking towards that face crank. AJ doing a great job of defending here, being very relaxed, controlling the arms.
Final 60 seconds of the second. McKee trying to reverse.
Trying to turn inside of that.
Wow.
It's going to come out the back door.
Escape.
Needs to be careful.
Arm. And there's a ground and pound from McKee. Final 45 seconds. Soccer kick to the head. Satoshi trying to shell up. Elbows from the top position by McKee. And there, McKee with a stomp to the belly. So he is making the most of his time in the Rizin ring. And he's saying, you know, I came here to fight Rizin Rolls, and he's delivering, John.
He's saying, well, you had my back for a while, and you couldn't do any damage, so I'm going to show you what it's like. He just landed some big shots. That was a big
and
shot
again,
to the
here in
body.
the Rizin ring, the criteria, damage first, followed by aggression, ring generalship, and with 10 seconds left, McKee wants Satoshi on his feet.
You see how Satoshi's getting up. Take a look at it.
He's beginning to fatigue, and by the way, for the first time ever, Satoshi is going to round 3. Third and final round of the final fight of the night. An historic night here at Saitama Super Arena. McKee, Satoshi embrace. Will McKee be able to make it 5-0 for Bellator? Or will the Rizin lightweight champion put Rizin on the board to close out the night?
Well, you got to look at it right now. AJ is coming off of that second round, being in a bad position with Satoshi on his back, that's a confidence builder for AJ. He's like, you know what, you had me in a bad position. I was able to deal with it. This is my round now. I'm gonna just start taking this over. I'm not worried about going to the ground with you.
And we talked about McKee with Carlisle. He was a little surprised at Carlisle's grip strength. Again, McKee moving up to 155. We saw him deal with Satoshi's grip strength for the most part very well, as Satoshi again looking to get it to the ground. Sprawled by McKee, and McKee now going for a submission.
That was not a good, it looks like it's there, but Satoshi's in a position where it's not gonna work on him. It's tight. It's tight. Yeah, you could see it just wasn't sunk.
And kudos to McKee, presence of mind to release it before finding himself in trouble.
Fantastic job. He went after him.
IQ.
And that would have been a huge submission win
against
if he could have gotten it, but
against a
nice
submission stalwart, and there's that trip takedown. And we'll see how McKee now fares in this scramble.
He's got an arm in. He's squeezing.
Looking for his first guillotine choke win out of the 10 that he has recorded in his career.
AJ's fighting the hand, so that's telling you that he's okay with it right now. Now he's let go with that hand. Turning off to the side, he's out.
McKee pops his head out, back up again.
Now Satoshi's arms are really heavy.
Respecting each other, but McKee avoiding the attack. Oh, nice jab from Satoshi. 3 minutes left in the fight. 3 minutes left on this historic night from Saitama Super Arena. MMA gods blessing the fans, hue and cry to see athletes from various promotions face each other, put their reputations, their skills, their promotions' branding power on the line. And it's been a terrific night thus far for Bellator, but good exchange, John.
AJ really needs to get back to that left hand. You can see the swelling on that right eye of Satoshi is really starting to close, which is going to make it even harder for him to see things. And that left hand has found a home almost throughout this fight.
Easy sprawl there for McKee, but the tenacity of Satoshi, and now it's McKee jumping in.
Not exactly what I would think is the smart move for AJ, but he's the one that's feeling it.
A guy who didn't have a traditional BJJ background, one of the best submission artists in MMA, but against like Satoshi, you don't necessarily want to play with that kind of fire. But now McKee on his back, a minute 45 left in the fight, John. And again, when you look at the criteria, it's all about damage first. And it's, well, the damage has been done to the face of Satoshi, courtesy of AJ McKee. Minute and a half left.
Ready? Ready? Quick! We gotta work on it. Get that left butterfly. There you go. Work. Punch here. Punch. Don't let him hold.
And Satoshi into side control.
That's nice shoulder pressure by Satoshi. He's putting a lot of pressure on AJ. Everyone looks at that and they go, oh, that's no big deal. No, that's a guy putting a lot of weight, a lot of pressure on you, constricting your breathing.
Anytime
no submission there.
Anytime your opponent's in the side control, there's a potential to be a big deal for sure. A minute left in the fight in the scramble, and now McKee, wide base, and now wearing Satoshi like a backpack. 45 seconds. Satoshi looking for the rear naked choke. And again, McKee very calm, not panicking, controlling the wrists, or trying to, but Satoshi's free again.
And this is a game of inches right now. It's a matter, you cannot let those hands get free. One hand gets free, but it's tough for Satoshi at this point because slipping down, he's, AJ's real wet. It's not easy to get his hands free.
Satoshi,
he goes for the roll.
Beautiful roll there, and yet Satoshi holds on to the grip. Some drama here at the end of the fight, but McKee survives. Satoshi giving it his best effort.
松宮青マッキージャッジマイナー青マッキージャッジ豊永青マッキー予定勝者 AJ マッキー
The answer in Japanese is hi. Bellator MMA, a perfect 5-0 over Team Rizin, and AJ McKee overcome with emotion.